Today I'm in Holland, just kind of walking around and doing different things, really.
So yesterday I bought this jacket and the guy forgot to move the magnetic tag, and I've got basically an hour to get this tag removed. I had to wait for the mall to open, then get to the airport in hopes and dreams that I will not miss my flight. It's gonna be a fucking nightmare.
Let's look for super dry.
You didn't remove the tag yesterday.
These things are really impossible to remove.
So the tag is out. In the middle of all this rush, I still have to go check out, the watch boutique. Really quick. One of my favorite Cartiers. I still think these are the best value for many chronographs. So there's a good chance I'm not able to board this. I didn't even have to take my passport to this iris scan done. It's unbelievable, right? See you on the other side.
And touchdown.
Bro, it's cold as a motherfucker. It's crazy. Cray.
It was a long ass journey, but we're here.
The spark, and it's extremely quiet. Take a look.
This weather is awesome, right? I mean, it's just really beautiful.
Am I in frame? Is this close enough? Is my message very sincere from here? And this lens, by the way, it's a bit dirty. Like, do you think is it clean?
Yeah, you won't see this. If you touch it with your finger, you will see the stains.
That's an air rub. We need to give a perspective on what it is that we're doing. Like, what's the point of this video? What does it all mean, man?
What's the meaning of life?
Mr. Stefan in the building.
How you doing?
Good. You okay?
Yeah, doing good, man.
That food we had was absolutely ridiculous. I tried to catch some B-roll. It was waggy mackie.
Yeah, it was good, man.
So I'm in Holland basically because the watch play scene obviously is also kind of discreet. Mm-hmm. So you asked me last time, what would influence you for a new watch, and I spoke of like the local community. And I think here it's vintage vibes. Mm-hmm. Like, I walk in Holland, I go to Amsterdam, I go to Schapen and some of the other brands as well. I go to Jasper, Amsterdam Vintage Watches, and I keep seeing like acquired old taste.
Yeah.
Which tells me that people here also like watches. Just it's a different kind of way of looking at watches.
Could you explain why that is specifically for Holland, that there's a need for vintage watches?
I mean, I've got a pretty non-watch related explanation that says I think 70% of the population here saves what they earn. And I think the aspect of disposable income never includes materialism.
Yeah.
And once you get past this filter, it becomes a case, all right, who's a watch enthusiast and who's not.
Yeah.
And then it's unified with the rest of the world, right? Okay, so you then don't look at how much you're spending for that watch because you're in that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
I feel people here enjoy vintage watches more.
Yeah.
I think it's an acquired taste to say that, this spoke to me, it doesn't matter, I'm not following hype, I'm not following trends. And that's the feel that I get from Holland. Vintage watches is what people like here.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Have you thought about vintage before?
No, man. As you might know from our last conversation, I'm not really into watches yet.
Okay. That's not what you're supposed to say in a watch YouTube channel.
I know, man, but it is
what
it is.
I might lose people right now.
It is what it is. No, I'm the one who's going to lose people. Or this is your chance to try to convince me to change my mind.
You're probably the worst example to someone to push toward materialism, because it's what you speak against.
Yeah, but honestly, I've learned from you that there's more to watches than just like, I'm going to buy this fancy thing for a lot of bucks because of the materialism. No, it's also like, it actually holds value.
You like cars?
Yeah.
Let's say you have a favorite car, and you go buy it, and you don't drive it, you park it, because it holds value.
Yeah.
Will you enjoy that car?
No.
Kaka!
Same thing with watches.
But you can't wear a car.
You can't wear a car, you can sit in a car.
Kaka!
There's utilization somehow.
Yeah, true. But you can wear a watch wherever you go, and people will appreciate it.
Like one bumps in you, the other one you get your bum in. I would never advise you to buy a watch because of its materialistic value. You're never going to perceive any kind of joy out of it at all, right?
Yeah.
Because you're constantly thinking about how can I keep it as pristine as possible.
No, but I think it's the combination that would convince me to eventually buy a watch. So I can appreciate the art, I can appreciate the craftsmanship behind the watch. Plus, it's not a waste of money. Like, it's not like a designer clothing.
Yeah.
Like you buy a very expensive piece of clothing, you're purely buying it for the brand. You cannot, you're losing the money.
That's true. There's another school of thought that says anything that can withstand. I said withstand.
Yeah.
Withstand. the battle of time.
Yeah.
Could be perceived with like sentimental value or like some sort of, emotional attribute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be watches. Some people that's pens. Did you know that there is a whole ecosystem behind pen collecting?
Oh yeah, oh
They
yeah.
call it the writing instruments.
Yeah, I only know Mont Blanc, but yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Is that a thing you're into as well?
No, no,
Okay.
I tried, but like it has to be a watch.
Yeah.
No, so people tell you like, I like watches because my dad likes them and I followed his footsteps, and that's the common story to justify basically watches and jewelry and stuff like that. I think they're conversation starters. I think you walk up to someone and say, hey, this watch, by the way, and then you start patching it to like an old year, and this person listens, even if they don't like watches.
Yeah, if they're into watches as well, yeah, I
Yeah.
can see that. But
Yeah.
if someone's not into watches, they would not probably know if you're wearing a Casio or a Rolex or whatever.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then we flip back to you, and this is the world outside of materialism, and you talk about self-evolvement and how can you be the best version of yourself. So where did this journey take you to this day?
This is Nelly, and he's a digital nomad.
I made $120,000 working part-time as a digital nomad.
And just like him, I've traveled the world for 15 months, worked remotely.
The whole overarching goal behind like escaping the 9 to 5, escaping the matrix, as Andrew Tate would put it, is just creating a life you want on your own terms. Call it freedom, call it doing whatever the fuck you want to do. But yeah, that's kind of what I've created for myself now. I guess if I would have to summarize like the bigger goal I've had for myself the last couple of years was escape the 9 to 5 and explore the world. Done both of them. And now my next chapter in my life, like the next big goal is like build my first base here in Amsterdam and grow a happy family. And that will be what I focus on the coming time.
So what's your definition of base? Is that like just family oriented, or is that like career? Like what's your career as a YouTuber telling people to escape the 9 to 5 and be digital nomads? And because that's a hustle on its own.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, YouTube is a business, man. You're a one man business.
That's true.
You're the camera guy, you're the editor, you're the script writer, you're the entrepreneur. No, but like with base, I mean, first of all, buying a house where I see myself and my kids growing up for a long time. I live in a small condo in Amsterdam right now. Can't really call it a base for now.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean with base. I also want to open up a creator studio next year together with a creative friend of mine. So that will be part of the base.
Okay.
And it will be the first base. So the next goal would be to open up or build a second base. Maybe in Dubai.
Yeah.
Maybe in Serbia. Maybe in Bali. Who knows?
Yeah, that's cool. You're helping in a way.
Yeah, and it's also I'm solving a problem for myself because being a creator can get really lonely, man.
That's true.
Nobody it's such a cliche, and it feels like it's a cliche, but like it's you're alone. You're doing it by yourself, and most people around you who are not doing YouTube or anything similar have no idea what the fuck you're doing. Like I had a Christmas dinner last week with my in-laws, and they asked me like, "Oh, you're still vlogging every day? You're still making those videos every day?" Like, yeah, I am. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all part of the journey, man. It's worth it.
It really is. It's worth it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're doing something you're passionate about. To keep momentum, you just have to stay busy, right?
Yeah.
Like, don't give yourself that opportunity of, I feel lonely.
Yeah.
Right? Because then you're not as busy.
Yeah, true.
Because you have the time dedicated to lonely, right?
True.
It's a weird path. For me in watches, I think it's a never endless thing, you know? You just kind of look at it, appreciate them, but it's nice to see people pointing toward looking at these things, you know?
Yeah.
Watches. That's quite cool.
How do you see yourself and your YouTube channel growing in the future?
I think I'm going through a change right now. It's a self-change, perceived like as a very dangerous stage by the vague sort of online community, but very natural because at the end of the day, we're human. And I think I find value in talking about other shit in addition to watches. I mean, watches are great, they're nice, but it's nice to talk about watches and other things. And I think that's how I come forward, right?
Yeah.
So it's more like, this is how I've been, and that's what I had on the wrist, as opposed to, let me kind of sell you this watch.
Yeah.
Because, you're going to sell it over and over again, and you lose your passion, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You should. You evolve as a person, so you should evolve as a channel.
I think dealer YouTube channels are pointless because, for source of advice, because they have one goal, and that's just kind of like sell watches.
Yeah.
I think watch enthusiasts YouTube channels can also be laborious, and I can't look at someone's hands on a table holding a watch, and that's the content for like the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of flavor. I think that's what we lack creatively, is the personality. It really doesn't matter what you're talking about. At the end of the day, if it's something you like and you voice it well, people will always follow you,
Yeah.
And to get that validation when I had like 3 subscribers versus 100,000 subscribers, amazing. you know? But I guess I'm just dedicating less time to figuring out what is it that I really want to put out.
Yeah.
And hence the slow shift from 4 videos a month to 1 video.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I've been, man. That's what it is for me now. So
Cool, man. Have you received the play button yet?
I did.
Yeah.
I got the play button from
Yeah.
YouTube. I read Susan's letter too.
Susan? Oh, yeah.
The previous CEO of YouTube.
Yeah.
She's probably watching it. What's up, Susan? Good to see you, man. Good stuff.
Was that
I
it?
have no idea what the fuck we talked about.
No,
I don't
me
know what
neither.
it means.
Watches.
Man, always good to, meet at different parts of the world and kind of like see where we are in the YouTube journey. And
We've been in Holland last summer, then in Dubai for fall,
yeah,
winter in Holland.
yeah.
Next up, we're in Dubai again.
For sure, no doubt, man. It's always good to see you, man.
Cool, man.
All right, awesome.
Take care.
That
I'm
was
gonna walk the other way and then...
Yeah, I think you want to do like a proper YouTuber kind of, like any suggestion from audio engineer?
YouTube proper what?
I think it's perfect. You should just be a little bit that side.
So I'm just gonna make it.
meet in the
Yeah,
middle?
so I'm just gonna make it look like we're saying bye, and that's the B-roll, on the last part of the video. Do you have ideas for thumbnails? So like the shit is like.
No, man, that's why I have a thumbnail guy.
That's why I have a thumbnail.